Once upon a time there were two sisters. Rosetta was the elder sister. She was beautiful but proud. Marianne was the younger sister. She was kind and gentle.
Life was simple, but the sisters were very different. Rosetta liked to look at herself in the mirror. I liked to help our mother with chores.
The sisters lived with their mother. Their house was small and cozy. The mother loved Rosetta more than Marianne. Rosetta was beautiful like a delicate flower. She got everything she wanted. New dresses, shiny ribbons, delicious treats.
Marianne, you are so clumsy and plain. Why can't you be more like Rosetta?
Marianne was a quiet girl. She wore Rosetta's old clothes and helped their mother in the kitchen. The mother often scolded Marianne. Marianne felt sad. She didn't understand why her mother didn't love her as much as Rosetta. But Marianne never complained. She continued to be kind and helpful. One hot afternoon, Marianne went to the well to fetch water. She carried a heavy bucket. The sun was shining brightly. Marianne was tired.
Suddenly I saw an old woman sitting by the well. She looked weary and thirsty. I felt sorry for her and forgot my own tiredness.
Marianne saw an old woman. The woman was sitting by the well. She looked weary and thirsty. Marianne felt sorry for her. She forgot her own tiredness.
Excuse me, ma'am, you look thirsty. Would you like some water?
The old woman smiled warmly at Marianne.
Thank you, dear child. You are very kind.
Marianne helped the old woman drink some water. As Marianne offered the water, she noticed something strange. The old woman's shawl slipped. Underneath, Marianne saw sparkling lights. The old woman was a fairy in disguise. The fairy was deeply moved by Marianne's genuine kindness and pure heart. It was rare to find such a selfless soul in the world, and the fairy felt a strong desire to reward her.
You have a good heart, child. Your compassion and generosity have not gone unnoticed. I want to grant you a special gift, one that will reflect the beauty of your spirit. From now on, for every word you speak, a delicate flower or a precious jewel will fall from your lips, symbolizing the purity and value of your words.
Marianne was taken aback, her eyes wide with astonishment. She had never imagined receiving such a wondrous gift. She thanked the fairy profusely, her heart brimming with gratitude and joy. She hurried home, eager to share the incredible news with her mother. As Marianne skipped along the path, her mind raced with excitement and wonder. Along the way, she noticed her sister Rosetta standing by the riverbank. Rosetta was lost in her own world, admiring her reflection in the shimmering water, unaware of Marianne's approach.
Rosetta! Rosetta, look what happened to me!
But as she spoke, something magical occurred. Beautiful roses began to bloom and fall from her lips, followed by shimmering pearls that tumbled gracefully to the ground, each one more radiant than the last. Rosetta's eyes widened in amazement as she watched the enchanting scene unfold before her. Marianne couldn't help but smile, her heart swelling with happiness at the sight of her sister's astonishment. Rosetta reached out tentatively, her fingers brushing against the delicate petals of a rose. She then picked up a pearl, marveling at its smooth, lustrous surface. The sisters embraced, their bond strengthened by the magical gift and the love they shared. News of Marianne's gift soon spread throughout the village, bringing joy and wonder to all who heard the tale. And so, Marianne and Rosetta walked hand in hand, their hearts light and their spirits high, knowing that true kindness and love could create the most extraordinary magic of all. Rosetta was furious. Her sister Marianne had always been the favoured one, and now she had received a magical gift from the fairy at the well. Rosetta's jealousy burned like a wildfire, consuming her thoughts and clouding her judgment. She ran home, her heart pounding with a mix of anger and desperation, and told their mother about Marianne's gift. She hoped her mother would see the unfairness of it all. The mother, however, was blinded by her favoritism towards Marianne. She decided to send Rosetta to the well too, thinking that perhaps the fairy would bestow another magical gift upon their family. She hoped Rosetta would also receive a magical gift, something that would make her just as special as Marianne. Rosetta, despite her anger, felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe this was her chance to finally be seen and appreciated.
Marianne's gift. It's not fair. Why does she always get everything? Rosetta's voice trembled with frustration as she voiced her thoughts aloud.
Rosetta, dressed in her finest clothes, went to the well. Her mother had insisted she wear her best, believing that appearances might influence the fairy's decision. She hoped to meet the fairy, her heart filled with a mix of hope and anxiety. She had heard stories of the fairy's kindness and generosity, and she longed for a gift that would change her life. She waited and waited, but no one appeared. The sun began to set, casting long shadows around the well. Rosetta's hope started to wane, replaced by a growing sense of disappointment. Just as she was about to give up, she saw a young lady approaching. Her heart skipped a beat, thinking it might be the fairy. The lady was dressed in silks and sat by the well, fanning herself with an air of elegance and grace. Rosetta's eyes widened in awe and curiosity.
Where is this fairy? I deserve a gift too. Rosetta's voice was filled with impatience and entitlement as she demanded the fairy's presence.
Rosetta's heart was filled with envy and impatience, but little did she know the fairy had other plans for her. The fairy, who had been watching from afar, saw the darkness in Rosetta's heart. She knew that a gift given to someone with such envy and bitterness would only lead to more harm. Instead of appearing, the fairy decided to teach Rosetta a lesson. As Rosetta continued to wait, she felt a strange sensation wash over her. Her anger and jealousy began to transform into a heavy burden, weighing her down. She realized that the true gift was not something that could be given, but something that had to be earned through kindness and humility. Rosetta's journey to the well had not been in vain, for she had learned a valuable lesson about the power of inner beauty and the importance of a pure heart. Unbeknownst to Rosetta, this was the fairy in another disguise.
The fairy, wanting to test Rosetta's character, asked for a sip of water.
Rosetta, haughty and impatient, refused rudely.
Fetch it yourself. I'm not your servant, she snapped.
The fairy, disguised as the lady, frowned.
For your unkindness you shall be cursed. For every word you speak, a snake or a toad shall drop from your mouth.
Rosetta scoffed, not believing a word, but as she turned to leave, a slimy toad plopped out from her lips. Marianne's life changed. With every kind word she spoke, flowers and jewels filled her room. She used her gift to help others, and everyone loved her. She learned that true beauty comes from within. Rosetta, on the other hand, became a recluse. She was too ashamed to speak. Snakes and toads filled her room, and everyone avoided her. She finally understood the price of her rudeness. She regretted her actions, but it was too late. The two sisters' lives became a stark contrast. Marianne, with her kind heart, found happiness and abundance. Rosetta, with her unkindness, lived a lonely and miserable life. The tale of the two sisters teaches us a valuable lesson. True beauty lies not in our appearance, but in our character. Kindness begets kindness, and cruelty only brings sorrow. The story reminds us that our words and actions have consequences. Every word we speak and every action we take can ripple out and affect the lives of those around us in ways we might not even realize. It's a powerful reminder that we hold the ability to shape the world with our kindness or our indifference. We should always strive to be kind and compassionate, for these qualities can transform not only our own lives but also the lives of others. When we extend a helping hand or offer a comforting word, we create a ripple effect of positivity that can spread far and wide. For it is in giving that we truly receive. The act of giving, whether it be our time, our resources, or simply our attention, enriches our own lives in ways that material possessions never can. It fills our hearts with joy and connects us to the shared human experience. Marianne's story teaches us that a kind heart is a treasure more precious than any jewel. Her journey shows us that true wealth is not measured by what we have, but by the love and kindness we share with others. A kind heart can light up the darkest of days and bring hope to those who need it most. So let us choose kindness in our words and actions, for these small acts of love and compassion can make a world of difference. Whether it's a smile to a stranger, a word of encouragement to a friend, or a gesture of support to someone in need, kindness has the power to change lives. for it is the language that everyone understands and appreciates. Kindness transcends barriers of language, culture, and background. It is a universal language that speaks to the heart and soul of every person. When we communicate with kindness, we build bridges of understanding and create a more harmonious world. Let the tale of the two sisters inspire us to cultivate a heart of gold, for their story is a testament to the enduring power of love and compassion. Their bond reminds us that the relationships we nurture with kindness are the true treasures of life, for it is a treasure that will never fade away. Unlike material possessions that can be lost or broken, the kindness we give and receive remains in our hearts forever. It is a legacy that we can pass on to future generations, inspiring them to live with love and compassion.